Well, my goodness. When it comes to motion, when it comes to moving the needle, we all know the one that does that in women's sports. Notice I just didn't say women's basketball. In women's sports, we know who is not only moved the needle, but one could argue moved the needle and broke the needle clean off. And that is Caitlin Clark.
There's one name that stands above all in women's basketball: Caitlin Clark. More than just making an impact, she has redefined what it means to be a game changer. From shattering attendance records and topping jersey sales to commanding national television viewership, Caitlin doesn't just move the needle, she rips it off the dial.
Let's get to Luka Dončić, all right? Who, of course, plays for the Lakers now after having been traded from the Dallas Mavericks. And my goodness, he was asked about his favorite women's basketball player. This is hilarious.
Luka Dončić recently shared one of the most refreshingly candid takes on women's basketball in recent memory. Skipping the usual scripted responses, he went all in and named Caitlin Clark as his favorite player. No hesitation, no filters. Let's just say he didn't roll out the red carpet for Paige Bueckers. While Paige has the potential to be a great player in the WNBA, the media hype around her makes it seem like she's already the face of the league before playing a single. Pro game. If you're Team Caitlin, drop a CC in the comments below.
Who's your favorite women's basketball player?
Caitlin Clark.
Really?
Yeah.
You don't like Paige Bueckers?
Well, she's okay. I didn't see her playing in the women's NBA, so.
She just got drafted.
#1.
Dallas.
Luka's response was blunt and unapologetic. He didn't hesitate before naming Clark, and when a reporter tried to steer the conversation toward Bueckers, he simply shrugged and said, "She's okay," making it clear he hasn't watched Paige in the WNBA, because, frankly, there's nothing to watch yet.
Hilarious. Who's your favorite women's basketball player? Caitlin Clark. You don't like Paige Bueckers? Quote, shrugs. She's okay. Haven't seen her play in the WNBA, so okay. I mean, he's not wrong. He's not wrong. Petty as F. It is, and it's great.
The mainstream media didn't take the joke lightly. Some outlets are already trying to manufacture a rivalry. But the basketball world sees the truth. Caitlin Clark is the moment, and Paige Bueckers is still waiting for hers. Luka's honest take just made that reality a little harder to ignore.
And of course, the collateral part of that is he used to play in Dallas, which is where Paige Bueckers plays now. And by the way, last I checked, her rookie game, debut game, still was not sold out as of yet, which tells you the impact or lack thereof. I mean, let's just be real.
The whole conversation with Luka was entertaining, but it also made one thing clear. He didn't need to tear anyone down. He just wasn't buying into the media hype. Luka knows real talent when he sees it, and with Caitlin Clark, he sees a star rewriting history. When it comes to Paige, it felt more like someone hyping up a trailer for a movie that hasn't even hit theaters yet.
WNBA GMs have actually been talking about Paige, and thank God, like, just because you're seeing mad stuff, genuinely, you're going to be seeing mad stuff from the media, does not mean that the WNBA GMs are not being a little bit more honest with what they've said.
Even among the game's most respected coaches and analysts, the narrative is starting to shift. Paige still gets plenty of media attention, but there's a growing sense that she's not expected to shake up the league the way Caitlin Clark already has. In a league as competitive as the WNBA, potential means nothing until it's backed up on the court. This isn't personal, it's professional. Clark has already delivered under pressure, shattered records, and elevated an entire franchise.
As one general manager put it, I think she can impact the league immediately. She can be dangerous right away, which is true, which is very, very true. Like, we can't lie and say that GMs last year did not literally say the words, I would trade my entire team for Caitlin Clark. Like, we can talk about that. Like, just, they did say that.
Luka's casual shrug wasn't just funny. It was a reality check. While Paige might be riding a wave of hype, Caitlin Clark is already transforming the way people talk about, watch, and invest in women's basketball. Luka's quiet dismissal of Paige wasn't meant to be sarcastic. It was simply honest.
I think it makes her special. She can fill a gap. She can fill whatever gap. And that's true. And that's the one thing with Paige, is Paige will always fit in, whereas Caitlin Clark was the system. Like, I don't know, like, how great Caitlin Clark would have been if you put her on, I don't know, she's good enough that if you put her on every team, she would have been insanely good. But, like, Caitlin Clark fits out. She is the system, and I can guarantee you that Caitlin Clark's system is going to win a ring very soon.
Now that Luka's honest take was cutting through the noise, others in the WNBA world started scrambling to reshape the narrative. Take Dallas Wings general manager Curt Miller, for example. He awkwardly suggested that Paige Bueckers might face a tougher rookie season than Caitlin Clark, claiming Clark had the advantage of an Olympic break. Let's break that down, because frankly, it doesn't hold up.
Basically, Wings GM conveys key difference in Paige Bueckers and Caitlin Clark's rookie season. He said the one thing when you talk about last season is that Paige won't have the benefit that Caitlin did. And this is nothing against Caitlin, but we had an Olympic break last year. So you got to see some players take a month-long break, essentially. And those rookies were coming off a grueling season in the collegiate game. They got a break and got to reset and finish strong.
After enduring one of the most grueling seasons in NCAA history and leading Iowa to the national championship game under relentless media pressure, Caitlin Clark didn't enter the WNBA rested and recharged. Just 2 weeks later, she was in training camp with the Indiana Fever, diving straight into the next challenge.
This draft class, which includes Paige, is not going to have that luxury. We don't have a big break where they can almost catch a second win and then push to the finish line in the second half of the season, he continued. So we have to watch this rookie class around the league about load management. It's not just our rookies. We're all going to be tuned in to load management, especially these rookies that played long into their collegiate season. I didn't really see any of the benefit that Caitlin Clark got coming into the season.
For Caitlin Clark, there was no break. Just exhaustion, unrelenting media attention, and a heavy weight of expectations. No time to rest, no gradual adjustment, no Olympic reprieve. She was thrown straight into the fire with the expectation that she would not only save a franchise, but in many ways, elevate an entire league. What she did with that pressure was nothing short of remarkable. Breaking 62 records, leading the league in assists, filling arenas, and turning WNBA tickets into the hottest commodity in sports. Excuse us, but that's next level.
We want to see Caitlin Clark and we want to see Paige Bueckers.
Caitlin scored more points per game, but Paige was more efficient.
Paige Bueckers has had one of the best careers in the history of women's college basketball. On paper, you could make the case that Paige Bueckers has better college career than Caitlin Clark. But this is the world of television, where you're not judged based on your accomplishments, you're not judged based on your stats, you're judged based on your drawing power. And looking at these ratings for the women's tournament, it is abundantly clear Paige Bueckers might be a star, but she's not a draw.
Not only is it untrue, but suggesting Clark had it easier is an insult to everything she's endured and achieved. It's also a desperate attempt by some to create a rivalry where none exists. While Luka Dončić keeps it real, the media is still lagging behind. This isn't about a rivalry. Clark didn't need rest or a soft landing. All she wanted was a basketball. Once she had it, she showed the world what true greatness looks like. While Paige Bueckers is undoubtedly talented, she's still living in the shadow of a phenomenon. And if the early impressions from real players are any indication, that shadow isn't going anywhere anytime soon.
These two were the topic of conversation. Who's the better player?
She's not nearly the player that Caitlin Clark is.
You know, she's been really disappointing this whole tournament.
We're not creating this rivalry. We're not saying they hate each other, but they are two of the best in the game right now.